On this edition of the Desert Vision, we take a look at drop zone training, COVID measures being taken at Buehring, and how soldiers are staying fit during the pandemic.
Welcome to the Desert Vision presented by U.S. Army Central. I'm Staff Sergeant Luke Wilson.
And I'm Sergeant Vontre Hampton.
All of those stories and more coming up. But first, we all know COVID has closed places on post. However, makeshift gyms around post are giving many a way to stay fit.
I am Sergeant Jason R. Erickson. I'm with the 42nd ID attached to RCENT Executive Services Branch. When we got here, everything was open, no sign of shutting anything down. About 2 weeks after we were here, that's when everything started to close. I think soldiers had a very focused idea of what fitness was. You know, being able to be inside a gym and having everything that a soldier can possibly want or toy to play with is here on AJ. The positive aspect of all of that is that it gave people an opportunity to be creative, creating different pieces of equipment out of blocks and sandbags, being resourceful and scrounging things up, getting tires wherever you can get a tire. We found out everything was going to start to close, especially back stateside, and knowing that it was going to trickle down, ordered a pair of 30-pound dumbbells, the bands behind me, and then captains donated this. We had a major donate a sledgehammer. I was able to acquire 2 tires. So little by little, everything started to come together. I wanted to be able to share what I had, and I wanted everyone to have an outlook. Without this gym, I know I'd be pretty miserable. It makes me happy when I see lieutenant colonels coming out, you know, just as happy and excited to use everything that we have here. Seeing everybody going at it and, you know, struggling with this heat, it makes me feel good to know that everybody wants a little bit more from themselves, even with what we got.
Despite high temperatures and thick humidity, soldiers are still chasing their fitness dreams.
The explosion in Beirut shocked the world. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, we came together to support Lebanon. Soldiers from the 1st Theater Sustainment Command sent more than 21,000 cases of meals, along with other supplies, to assist with the aid effort. Brigadier General Diane Del Rosso says, "Our team recognizes the importance of this mission to the Lebanese people and the impact these supplies will have on their lives." The U.S. extends its condolences for those lost and will continue to search for ways to provide aid. We'll be right back.
Americans love to vote, so request your absentee ballot at fvap.gov and send your most important vote back home.
As COVID continues to become a part of our daily lives, we took a trip to Camp Buehring's dining facilities to look at their prevention measures.
To help mitigate the spread of COVID-19, we are requiring people to wear masks as they are standing out in line, social distancing. When they come into the washroom, we have reduced the amount of personnel coming in to where it's only those standing at the sinks, because those are spaced far enough away. They have to wear their mask during that whole time. The entire time that they're in the DFAC, they have to wear their mask, whether they're getting their food or getting a drink. They have to wear their mask until they sit down to eat. And once they sit down, they can remove their mask. But as soon as they stand back up, they have to put their mask back on. We have placemats on the tables with the social distancing measures to show them where they can sit. And then they cannot sit at any other place other than those green placemats that are the provided areas. They're important because they help us reduce the amount of spreading. It keeps people from being right up on each other. So if somebody does have COVID-19 and they aren't aware that they have it yet, then it will help reduce them to spread it to somebody sitting at the same table or standing next to them in line.
The prevention measures at Buehring are being echoed in dining facilities throughout the force.
The dining facility at Buehring isn't the only place looking to make things safer. Soldiers from the 411th Troop Medical Center are working diligently to help slow the spread. The COVID-19 virus has changed the world, and it has also changed the Army. Soldiers from the 411 TMC at Camp Buehring are taking measures to help prevent the spread of the infectious disease.
Here at TMC, we do screen patients as soon as you walk in. We're going to go ahead and stop you right at the door. We're going to go and ask you a series of questions, whether or not you've traveled off Camp Buehring in the past 14 days, if you've been exposed to anybody with COVID-19, anyone with a positive that you're aware of, or any healthcare workers that have been exposed to COVID or are positive.
We provide education for patients in the general population to reduce the spread of COVID. We provide education regarding hand washing and washing hands for a duration of at least 60 seconds. We also provide education regarding social distancing and how they can perform their daily duties while mitigating the spread of COVID as much as possible.
As soldiers, we typically live and work in close proximity with other soldiers. As a result of this, we owe it to our battle buddies to get tested if we are feeling sick so we can all stay in the fight.
You know, all of us are soldiers, we're all on the same team. The same way you wouldn't harm any of your battle buddies, we ask that you try and keep everybody healthy as well. Do take these things seriously, do continue to wear your mask, and do continue to wash your hands. Because at the end of the day, we only have each other, so we should take care of each other.
The COVID-19 pandemic is unlike anything we've ever seen, and it will take a total effort in order to conquer it. Reporting for U.S. Army Central, I am Army Sergeant Von Trey Hampton. The soldiers of the 411th will continue to educate everyone on ways to stay safe. The new test machine really speeds things up.
It does.
We will have more from U.S. Army Central right after this.
It's okay to say, I'm not okay.
Está bien decir que no estás bien.
I do care about you
As a person.
I do care about you
as a soldier.
I do care about you as a civilian.
I do care about you as a human.
Don't deal with a problem alone.
No, you are not bothering me.
No, I'm not too busy.
I have been there.
I have fallen before.
I'm here. Please, take my helping hand.
Ven, agárrame la mano y coge mi ayuda.
I'm here. Please take my helping hand.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Please take my helping hand.
I'm here. Please take my helping hand.
Social distancing is giving the people around you at least 6 feet of separation. As you visit businesses on base, you should see markers on the ground to remind you of what 6 feet looks like. There may not always be markers, and there may be times when people forget to social distance. If this happens, please politely remind them about the 6-foot rule. And always remember to mind your 6.
Welcome back to the Desert Vision presented by U.S. Army Central. Mid-September marks the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month. Our own Sergeant Jermaine Jackson sat down with a few Hispanic soldiers and asked what their heritage meant to them.
I am Specialist Ruth Erica Baez. I am reservist in the 654th, currently attached to ASG Kuwait.
My name is Ignacio Aguirre. I'm in Private First Class with the 160th Signal Brigade.
My name is Michaela Cáceres. I'm a specialist. I'm assigned to the 160th Signal Brigade.
My name is Nicholas Miraz. I'm a Private First Class. I am in 160th Signal Brigade.
I am Lieutenant Colonel Sandra Guevara. I am with the 335th Signal Command.
I've been in the Army for 2 years.
For almost a year and a half.
For 24 years.
For a year.
10 years.
My family Hispanic heritage is rooted in Puerto Rico, the Isla del Encanto, the Enchanted Island.
My father is Mexican.
My father is Dominican. My mother is Mexican, Portuguese, and Native American.
I joined to start a career, further my education, and serve my country.
I decided that I kind of wanted to do something that was bigger than myself.
I was very shy and very timid, but I knew that I had more to offer. I needed a catalyst, and I thought the Army could do that for me.
Everything makes me proud of my heritage. I love my culture, the food.
I bring a lot of versatility.
I come from a line of hard workers, and I was taught to work hard for what I want and be an independent person.
I'm really grateful to be part of an organization that has a lot of diversity and lets me promote my heritage and my culture while at the same time letting other cultures and other heritages promote themselves so I can learn from them as well as they can learn from me.
So to me, being able to work together as a family and as a team is very important.
Yo represento la herencia hispana en el ejército.
I am Hispanic heritage in the Army.
Diversity is a part of what makes the Army great. The collection of ideas and experience help us to be a more adaptable fighting force.
Have you ever wondered how the Army moves a brigade's worth of equipment over thousands of miles? Sergeant Andrew Valenza takes us behind the scenes at the Port of Schwebe.
The soldiers of the 30th Armored Brigade Combat Team work with the 1184th Transportation Terminal Battalion to send their vehicles home from the Middle East.
So tonight we are loading out the 30th ABCT equipment set for retrograde back to CONUS after supporting the OSS mission here in Kuwait. It is a long, tedious process, a lot of hard work, hot days, long days, and nights. We work with SDDC primarily here on the port side with 1184th. It is a unit that is here with us concurrently loading this vessel and primarily doing most of the leg work to get the vessel loaded for the unit. The lead up for this process takes months to get all the equipment segregated, ready to go, clean, staged at port, and then onward onto the vessel. Oh, this is really important. One, to reset the theater, and the second reason is it's the first step for the 30th to go back home after a successful mission here at OSS. These soldiers are outstanding. They absolutely know what they're doing. You can tell they've been well rehearsed, seasoned soldiers.
This is Sergeant Andrew Valenza reporting from Task Force Spartan.
Despite the tedious process, the soldiers of the 30th Armored Brigade Combat Team have high spirits as they prepare to return home. We'll be right back.
Supply drops are a key part of the resupply process for troops on the front line. We went out with the 311th Expeditionary Sustainment Command to get a look at how the job is done.
1/3 planning, 2/3 execution. For me, it took me back to the company level stuff where troop leading procedures is the biggest thing. Once we were able to get on ground, we linked up with our partners with the CSSB and ensured that our battle rhythms aligned. And then we pushed out over to the drop zone. Once we got on the drop zone, we were given very specific instructions from the OIC, and from there we were able to just execute as one cohesive team, one cohesive unit. The purpose of that training is for us to be able to drop Class 1 and Class 8 materials for the forces on ground to sustain their efforts and continue their fight. For the Class 1s, we typically are dropping MREs and water, things of that nature. By going out and actually getting boots on ground and seeing things unfold, it gave us a different perspective of what our warfighters are actually doing out in the field.
Providing combat support is never an easy task. The soldiers of the 311th continue to train and maintain readiness despite the pandemic.
A fighting force is only as strong as its smallest element. Sergeant Kylie Woodford highlights a team of combat engineers who who embodies that feeling of family one can build with their fellow soldiers.
My name is Donna Hyson. I'm a staff sergeant in the North Carolina National Guard. My current position is a platoon sergeant out of Alpha Company 236, and this is my squad. I have in my platoon a squad of 12 Bravos combat engineers, and I also have a squad of 12 November horizontal engineers. All of my soldiers, they do all of the hard work. I'm just there to make sure that it happens, put out tasks, and make sure that they execute. For us, unit cohesion, it's critical to have that trust in place and to work together as a team. When we go out on a breach, a combat engineer's survivability is 50%. So if we don't have a unit cohesion, if we don't, trust each other, and we don't maintain that team organization, then it gives us a survivability rate of less than 50%. And with that type of number, I don't think any of us are willing to bend on, how we work together or how we trust each other, because at the end of the day, it would be lives at stake. Based off experiences, I feel like sometimes the higher up you get, the less you interact with soldiers and the less you care about them. So for me, when I dedicated to this rotation, I just decided from day one that I was going to be the leadership that I needed whenever I was lower enlisted, and that's what this has meant for me, is just kind of being the voice that the lower enlisted never had.
While being away from family and loved ones can be difficult, having a solid squad you can trust makes all the difference.
Well, that will do it for us here at U.S. Army Central.
For stories and more, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/US Army Central.
For U.S. Army Central, I'm Staff Sergeant Luke Wilson.
And I'm Sergeant Vontre Hanson. Patton Zone.
Always forward.